Hello and welcome to this special edition of the International Corner for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. I'm not alone today. I will be joined by an old friend, Richard Hall.
Hello. Sorry I'm not with you in Milan this time. It's a shame. I enjoyed it last time. We should do it more often.
Richard, where are you at now? So we are trying to fix with people where people are actually located for this edition, since we are
Well, as you say, it's international, and for me, because it's the off season. Well, it should be the off season. I am in the woods in the north of England. So
okay,
it's
you're in the UK. You're in the UK.
In the UK, yes.
Soon enough, we will have somebody who is going to connect and join us directly from Los Angeles, which is where the Nerazzurri have traveled to in the last few days to, of course, start with the competition. Which is kicking off very soon, and he's going to be an amazing person that is going to bring us all the stories directly from the field. But before we do that, before we join him, I want to bring you the atmosphere of the FIFA Club World Cup with this amazing collaboration with one of the greatest directors probably of all time, Spike Lee.
Today, I want to tell you a story about football.
Nah, not this football.
The one we in the U.S. call soccer, the world's game. This is a story about a name. Not just any name, a legacy. Yes, this club's name is made of name. Okay, let me drop some you might remember. Luis Nazario, you all know him as Ronaldo, the real one, the phenomenon. Here, gone, go! Or Javier, the captain, the flag. Fast forward a little, another era. Diego Il Principe. Samuel, the Lion King. Julio, the dream catcher. They won everything, the treble. This took the myth even beyond his own story, where his first name stands tall.
Io ho cercato di dare tutto quello che ho potuto.
Giuseppe. His name is on the stadium. Giacinto, Walter, Lothar, Luis. And let's not forget, name of an emperor and skills of a god, Adriano. This club's name is about being something for everyone.
That was something. Elisha, are you there, my man?
Yes. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. What? Are you in the woods too? What's going on?
I'm not in the woods, but I am here in LA. I had to find, a little scenic. I'm trying to set the scene for everybody here. But yes, I'm in Los Angeles.
Listen, there's Richie here. He's a British man, and we've got this thing going on where I tease him for something, and. So I think that one thing I'm going to pick up on you is, first of all, your hand gestures are probably even worse than me, and I'm Italian, so there you go. That's why.
I'm trying to get acclimated with the Italian mannerisms.
Okay.
I'm really embodying this role.
Okay.
Do well,
Chill. But one thing is I'm going to pick up on is Elisha, of course, is in Los Angeles. I think you're close to UCLA, where the training session is going to happen, correct?
Yes. I'm actually walking distance from the training ground. It's a bit of a walk, but as a New Yorker, we're used to long walks. But yeah, we're very close right now. Okay, so you're not scavenging for animals? No, absolutely not. No. Whenever I'm not at the training ground, I'm inside.
But you know what I'm referring to, yeah?
What are you referring to?
The video you've posted with the snake.
Oh no.
Elijah, where did you get a snake from? Where did you even manage to get that?
So that's the age-old question. I've been getting this question since I posted the video. In New York City, the only thing that stops you is money. Once you have money, you can pretty much acquire any animal or anything. So yeah, I just made a few calls and I was able to get my hand on the boa constrictor. Her name was Felicia. And she was very nice.
But how did you get the idea? Like, I wouldn't come up to me like, I want a snake around my neck. Not particularly, no thank you.
So for me, it's such an honor for me to be able to work with Inter. And obviously, it's a different snake than the snake that's a symbol for Inter. I use the boa. But you know, I just wanted to do something special to announce that I will be working with the club for the Club World Cup. And for me, it was like, you know, I can do a skit, I can do a lot of different creative videos, but I really wanted to take it to the next
Right,
level.
you
And,
did. You did
know,
an
I didn't want
amazing
to
job.
I didn't want to use AI. I didn't want to use
No.
a fake snake. So we went with the real thing, and I'm happy
Mate,
with
that
it.
was super cool. I loved it. Honestly, it was amazing. It was such a good
you.
effort to do that.
Richard, you know you're next up.
Oh yeah, what do you want me to do? I'm not getting a snake. No, I'm scared of snakes. No
You need a
chance.
snake, Richard. You need one. You need one.
So you see,
send me your
Elisha,
snake.
Rich is now, of course, wearing the sports shirt from Enter, but he's a businessman. He's a businessman,
Yes.
so he normally wears a suit, and he normally talk really posh. But when he's here, it's like his freedom place. So it'll be very funny to see you with a bow around your neck. Please.
Trust me. Once they start tightening up, all you have to do is just, you know, make them feel comfortable. That's what I learned. It's like they feel your energy.
Okay, enough with snakes. Let's go back to Enter, okay? So, of course, the competition hasn't started yet. Elisha, you've been there for a few days now. You've seen some of the players arriving. What's been going on so far in terms of training session, events?
Yes. So far, everything's been pretty smooth. A few of the players are still coming back from, you know, being with their international team. So we didn't have the complete squad with us yesterday, but today and tomorrow, we should have all the players with us. The vibe is really good right now within the team. And yeah, the training session was very intense. This was my first time witnessing a top level training session. And yeah, if there was any thoughts of me ever becoming a pro footballer, that went out the window yesterday because it was, it was very intense. But right now the energy is good. The weather in LA is like interchanging, but it's perfect for football. So we're enjoying it right now.
What's the plan for today for you?
So today, going to the training ground. As we did yesterday, we had media day also with a few of the players. We did some game. Some really cool social content that, you know, we're going to put out very, very soon. Today, going back to the training ground, doing some on-the-pitch activities with the players, some challenges. So I get to display my skills a little bit.
You? Yourself,
yes,
you mean?
Yes,
oh my
yes,
God.
absolutely.
Let us know a little bit. When you say challenges, what do you mean? I want to know. I want to know what you're going to be doing.
Can you spoil it a little bit? Just a little
Listen,
spoiler.
We have, all I can say for now is that we will be testing out some of the players' extra abilities, some touches, you know what I'm saying, some kicking challenges. But I won't play it easy on them, okay? Because they're Inter players, I have a lot of love for them, but I will be competitive. And so that's all I can say for now.
We're getting close to the competition, of course, and let's take a look, Richard, at how it's all going to pan out. Because, of course, it's FIFA Club World Cup. We've got 32 teams. Can you get into that, how they split our group and that, Richard?
Yeah, massively. I think when you look at the teams, you look at like Monterrey, for instance, you know, obviously Liga MX from Mexico, winning to the 21 CONCACAF Champions League. A lot of people like Tim Vickery, some of the big journalists in America are talking about the fact they might be dark horses, but it's unusual for them to they always fall a little bit short. You know, we're looking at people like Lucas Campos, Sergio Canales, who people probably know, and Sergio Ramos, of course. My biggest one and the most exciting game for me would be the one against River Plate, because obviously they are legendary. You know, when you think that they are the best eligible team in CONMEBOL in the 4-year ranking, they'll be looking to do something. Everyone's expecting them to go through this group. Marcelo Gallardo's got a lot of depth in these attacking midfield positions. And I think the one person, everyone's going to be looking at is Franco Mascherano, who will be joining Real Madrid. So, and then, you know, Euro Reds, Diamonds, you can't dismiss them. You can't dismiss them. You know, they were the winners of the 2022 AFC Champions League. They're a decent side. But I think for Inter, the big game will be that one against River Plate, in my opinion, because I think the best squad at the moment, under Gallardo's probably got quite a lot of talent that, you know, they can really do something.
Exactly. Inter will debut against Monterrey on June 18th at 3 a.m. As you said, there are a lot of teams that are prestigious, that are, you know, the most renowned teams in Europe as well as in other countries. We will debut as well in LA, of course, at the Rose Bowl, a massive stadium, 85,000 capacity. What does that stadium remind you of?
At the World Cup final 1994, Italy-Brazil, and that unfortunate Baggio penalty. You know, it's a legendary in that sense. I mean, for me, I actually remember people like Baresi playing when he was how he got back from that injury. You know, Paluca, that early moment where he makes a bit of a mistake and hits the post. It's a stadium that it's going to be tough because of the heat. Remember as well, our players will be tired, so it's going to be a big ask. But I think we've got enough strength and depth. We have obviously the new coach as well, and it'll be really interesting to see if we get anyone new running out to, you know, try and impress the new coach.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the new faces of the team, Elisha, tell me a little bit about the venue. Have you been there ever in your life? What's the vibe as well around Los Angeles right now? Fans starting coming through.
I haven't been at the Rose Bowl yet. However, I can say that Inter fans have been popping out. There was some fans at the training ground yesterday already. They were there before me. Okay, they made me look like I was late, and I was on time. But they were there early, and a lot of the players welcomed them with open arms, took pictures, and it's a good energy right now. And I will say, because you did mention Richard, the players being tired, I have to give it to the Inter players. Despite having such a long season, playing so many games, the energy that they displayed at the training ground yesterday during the ongoing playing sessions was very impressive. And I have no doubt that at kickoff versus Monterrey, they're gonna be bouncing. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a great matchup. Again, the fans are ready, the energy is there, so we can only wait and see.
Monterrey have got the Rayados, as they call. They have a great history with their fans. Have you seen them around already?
Not yet. Not in the areas that I've been in. But I just know Liga MX's fans in California, they show up and they show out every single time. Even during international matches, when it's USA versus Mexico, you would think that you're in Mexico. So it's definitely going to be a pool of Monterrey fans in the Rose Bowl. Yes.
Elisha, of course, I mean, one of the greatest football stars in history, Sergio Ramos, is going to be there. I don't know how many games we play, of course, because, you know, but he has probably more followers than, I don't know. He's just a superstar. Won it all, done it all. This is what I think the FIFA Club World Cup gives the opportunity to teams like us, or even like younger players, to meet up with and play against some of these mega stars. How are you excited about this?
Very, very, very excited, because I do think that the prestige of the Club World Cup is what gives it, you know, is what a lot of people are looking forward to, because a lot of these teams, like you see the Urawa Reds fans in Japan, the way they showed up, you know, for their club at the airport. It's just, there's a lot of that sense of, you know, we don't get this opportunity a lot. Right. You have, you know, they're playing against Inter, playing against Monterrey, as you said, Richard, playing against a legendary club like River Plate. The sense of like, we don't get to do this often and experience this is what's going to bring, you know, the flavor to this competition. And that's just the energy that we've been getting ever since we touched down here.
Richard, what do you think about, sorry, I didn't hear you there. If you think about Sergio Ramos, don't you think about that romantic football that I always mention with you, Richard?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course, you know, Sergio Ramos is a fantastic, I think, but his mentality will be really interesting, because Monterrey and the Dominic Torrent, you know, who was Guardiola's assistant, of course, notoriously known for falling short. And I think they'll have something to prove. I think they're coming here, you know, it's a place where, as you guys have said, you know, they can get the fans closer to the team, they can come en masse. It's going to be difficult. But again, you know, they are notorious for falling short. It'll be really interesting to see how they get on, especially in that open game. I think because you know, we'll step up to this. And it's like, like I just said, it's a huge opportunity for the team to go up against teams like Inter, River Plate. So that first game, I think, could be one of the most exciting games of the whole tournament.
Yes.
It is, and on June 21st, instead, we will play against Urawa Reds in the second match day of the tournament for the group stages. On June 25th, we are playing River Plate, and then, of course, if we do qualify in the first two of the group, we will go to the round of 16 on June the 30th. Depending on how we position, if we win or if we are the runner-up, we will face, of course, the runner-up of Group F in Charlotte. The runner-up, the Group F is composed by Fluminense, Borussia Dortmund, Holstein HD, and Malemodi Sundowns. Then, of course, the whole group, this stage concludes, and we'll have the quarterfinals on July 4th and 5th, the semifinals on the 8th, 9th, and then the final on July the 13th. That's a long way, that's a lot of games, but I'm sure that by the time the whole team will reach the States, there's going to be a lot of energy brought in. A lot of energy has been brought in, of course, by our new coach, Christian Kivu. Not
Absolutely.
a new face. You had the chance to meet him. I met him a few days ago when he was here for his announcement interview. Elisha, what are your first impressions of Christian Kivu?
First impression is he's comfortable. Like you can tell this is somebody who is obviously not new to Inter culture, to the Nerazzurri. Like he's bringing back again that treble winning energy. You can tell he's a legend. He's a veteran of the club, and so yeah, he was very vocal, and that's what, for me, that's how leading by example works. You know, you can tell that by his energy, by being extremely vocal and active within the training session, that brought the best out of the players. You know, whether it's from jogs, you know, to simple passing drills, they brought the energy because of the example that he set. And so to lead with that, I can only imagine what the season's gonna look like.
Richard, of course, I mean, he's got fond memories of the treble, Richard. So he goes back way back into the decades.
I'm glad you, every single show you say how old I am. I'm 45 years old. I'm old. I get it. I know. But yeah, so I go back to like 1988. So we know that. But I mean, look, the guy, you know, I think it was something, my stats aren't right here. You're the stats person. I think it was around 115 games for Inter, you know, and for me, you know, when he'd already had a great career at Ajax, Roma, and then came to Inter, he was fantastic. And I think, as Elijah said before, you know, embodying anyone who's come from that treble winning team knows what it is. And he's played with coached the youth team. And I think that's really important.
He coached all the way up, not just the under-20. Exactly. He coached the under-14s and all the way up.
17, so 18s, 19s before he went to Parma. So, you know, you're talking, he knows players now from that under-14s area all the way to the 19s. And that one time away he's had, he knows these players. And for Inter now, there have got to be a couple of changes. Every team in the world has to develop and evolve. And as you rightly say, Elijah, I've not spoken to him, but you said he speaks with confidence. You expect so. If you know an environment, then you can speak with confidence. If you know the players, you can do. So for me, it's a great appointment that will really push some players into the spotlight, and hopefully during this tournament.
And of course, he's got a great feat at Parma, because he managed to keep them away from relegation. It wasn't something easy to achieve. On his first experience as a professional coach, as a first team, of course, after the under-20 era enter. So all in all, I think he brings in a lot of energy, a lot of experience in motivating and spotting probably the specific skills of players, because when you work with young players, I think that's a great quality that you grasp. Another new face, of course, is his assistant coach. A new face, but an old face for Inter. Richard, who am I talking about?
Kolarov.
Yes.
You don't make another old joke. Old face, it just doesn't always need to be about me. No, look, again, it's people who know the club. I think you see this, it can be quite vital. You know, there's a lot of clubs who look to try and get what they perceive as being the best talent. But when you know someone who's around that club, and you have two people there who have really focused on what the club's about, because I think Inter actually does have an amazing identity. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I actually think there is a very, very good identity of winning there, and that's whether you go back through the ages. And I could talk all the time. We're going back to the 30s if you want another half an hour to do this.
No.
And I will talk. But I think when you get someone like him coming in with Kivu, I think what it does is amplifies the culture of the club, and the culture of the club is really important, of course.
In terms of players, also, we have a great identity, I think, with Brazil, because, we don't need to explain that, and with Croatia as well. And let's start with Croatia. We got Petar Sucic, a new player in midfield, who has just been involved with this team with Croatia and with the international squad. And I read that the Croatian press defined him as the heir of the throne of Luka Modric.
Yeah,
high praise.
Seen the same thing, and it's amazing to have those players. I think that sometimes when you can grab those players early and really develop them, then obviously you've got someone for the long term. I mean, this guy just looks super impressive. You don't know until he plays, but obviously you can see now that introduction that Inter gave him, I think they're quite proud of him, and they should be. We've seen some great from that. Look at the Wolves come over to us. I remember speaking to Perisic back in the day. Look how good he was for us. Hopefully he can emulate that sort of levels.
Elisha, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I couldn't see you. Another amazing vibe we've got is Brazil, of course. You are called Ronaldo, is that correct?
Yes, my middle name, all the rumors are true. I keep trying to explain this to everybody. Yes, my middle name is Ronaldo. Yes. And I was named after R9 Il Fenomeno. Yes. So I'm at the right place.
But so because obviously you say you live in New York, but you're actually from Haiti, correct?
Yes, I am.
So how did you end up liking football? What's the story?
So in Haiti, and this might not be known across the world, but in Haiti, football is the #1 sport. We live, breathe, eat, sleep football. People are intense in their fandom. My family, are big football supporters. My dad used to play, never at a top level, but, he always makes sure he reminds me of how good he was when he was young. I didn't get to see it, so I don't know how true that was. But no, he was a huge fan of R9, of a lot of Brazilian players. And so when I was born, it was only right that he named me after him. He wanted it to be my first name, but my mother said absolutely not. And so, yeah, they settled on the middle name.
Okay, and what does Elisha translate into in Italian?
Well, I have no idea, but I will look into that. I will absolutely look into that. It's a biblical name,
so
though,
for the next time, I can switch to Italian, call you like Elia and Riccardo, something like that. I'm Elena, by the way.
Hey, listen, let's do it. I need my Italian name. I'm trying to get acclimated with the language a little bit more. I know ciao, I know ragazzi, I know a little bit of something. I know something.
Okay, let's go back to Brazil. We've got Luis Enrique,
Luis Enrique, yes.
And he comes from, he's joining from Marseille. What do you think he can bring to the team?
I think he's bringing a youthful spirit. I think that, again, this is a team with a lot of experience, and I think bringing in a player like him, I haven't seen him yet. I was able to see Sukic yesterday, but he has the energy, he has the passion, he has the intensity, and of course that Brazilian flair. And that's something that I feel like it's going to bring, that new spice, that new flavor to Inter. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing him play.
Richard, of course, we got a specialty with wingers. Somebody who can be also fast, both on the right or on the left. We'll see what is going to happen in the next month, before the league starts, but even now with the FIFA Club World Cup. How Kivu, of course, is going to organize the team, because Parma used to play 3-5-2 with the 3 at the back. So, of course, the idea is to maintain more or less the module that we had with Inter, with Inzaghi, who said farewell. And we probably see again here at the Club World Cup with this new team, by the way. It will be a nice day because it was rather emotional for everybody to say goodbye to him. We will help us have great memories of Mr. Inzaghi. Richard, are you there?
Yeah, it's still here. Yeah, completely. I think that with you know, just two notes on that. I think with Luis Enrique, you know, he's going to be a really good asset for us. I'm really positive about him. What he did at Marseille, I was quite fond of watching him there. And I think when he's, you know, what he did at Botafogo as well, he's going to be a really special talent, and he fits that system. And just going into that, it mirrors in, because obviously I think that Kivu will probably, and this is only my guess, will probably keep a lot of the good work that Inzaghi did. And you're right, yeah, you know, Inzaghi did some fantastic work for us, and I think that it makes sense. There's a similar style to it, so. Yeah, it's another asset for us, and it's just an increasing benefit for the squad.
Listen, before our debut match, though, we are going to see other matches that start, that will happen before June 18th, because the tournament starts on June the 15th. So we have matches such as PSG against Atletico Madrid to watch out, and of course the debut match, the opening match of the tournament, Inter Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's going to be a really interesting tournament, because I think there's so much prestige put around this tournament now. You know, it's going to be, and as Elijah said before, you know, these teams want to compete against each other. It's a real chance. You know, it is seen as a big opportunity, especially for teams like Inter, to go up. And I mentioned River Plate being one of my favourite ones. I think Dortmund, obviously, everyone will be wanting to win this. Everyone will be wanting to compete and show what they can do. Even the likes of Inter Miami, where, you know, it's a very new, in a sense, a new team. They'll still be wanting to compete in the big time and do what they can do. So I think it's amazing. I think it's going to be a really exciting tournament. Like you say, lots of games, lots of tiredness, but that makes it even more interesting for me, because it reminds me of the old World Cup when you start seeing players who you haven't seen before. You're going to have to utilize a squad.
Also,
sorry, go on.
Also, on June 17th, we have the two teams in our group facing each other. River Plate against Urawa Reds at 9 p.m. our time. So that's something we need to watch out to spot where we can.
Let's scout.
Yeah. Elisha, instead, you are also going to be involved in the Inter truck. What is that about?
Listen, I'm very excited about it. I think that, you know, we're excited to have these activations out here in LA to get, you know, the fans involved with the team, to get a fan who aren't able to be in Italy, you know, to have that real connection, and to be a part of the activations, whether it's, you know, interacting with players, whether it's, you know, being there, celebrating the new kits that we have this season. And so, yeah, I'm very excited to be there on the ground in person. I'm buzzing, and it's going to be really fun. For any Inter fans that are in LA, I implore y'all to come and check it out and vibe with us.
We are looking forward to that, really looking forward to seeing you interacting with all these activities. I'm sure you'll have more fun than us. I am a little bit, just a tiny little bit jealous, but you know. And you should come to Milan next, because you've been in Munich.
Absolutely.
And you should come to Milan.
Absolutely.
Of course, we are going to see Elisha and Richard in the next sessions that we have. What they will be doing, we will do a mix between English and Italian. Faremo un pochino un mix tra inglese e italiano to please everyone, per accontentare tutti. You guys did not understand a single word if I hadn't translated that, to be honest.
A little bit.
I use context clues. I think I got that.
You got that? Okay. Yeah. Don't test me, but so guys, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and have fun and bring us all the vibes from LA. Thank you guys.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.